The rain was falling heavily the night Elena Carter stood outside the gates of the largest mansion she had ever seen. Her old shoes were soaked. Her cheap black coat was torn near the sleeve. And inside her pocket was a letter from the hospital. Your mother's surgery must be paid within 7 days. Elena had only 7 days to find enough money. Otherwise, she would lose the only family she had left. She looked up at the enormous iron gates. This is just a babysitting job, she whispered to herself. But why does a babysitting job need armed guards? Before she could knock, the gates slowly opened. A black SUV stopped in front of her. A tall man stepped out. He wore a perfectly tailored black suit. His face was cold. His eyes were even colder. The guards immediately lowered their heads. Mr. Ashford, one of them said. Elena's heart stopped. She had heard that name before. Clint Ashford, the most feared businessman in the city. Some people called him a billionaire. Others called him a criminal. But everyone agreed on one thing. Nobody crossed Clint Ashford and lived peacefully afterward. He looked at Elena. You're the babysitter. She swallowed. Yes, sir. You're late. I'm sorry. The bus. I don't care. He turned around. Follow me. Elena followed him into the mansion. But as they entered the enormous living room, she heard something that made her stop. A little girl was crying upstairs. Daddy. Clint immediately stopped. For the first time, his cold expression changed. He looked almost helpless. He walked upstairs. Elena followed quietly. Inside a bedroom sat a beautiful 6-year-old girl hugging a teddy bear. Her name was Lily. She had tears running down her cheeks. Daddy, don't leave me again. Clint knelt beside her. I have to work, princess. You always have to work. I'll be back tonight. You said that yesterday. Clint didn't answer. Lily looked at Elena. Then she whispered, is she my new nanny? Yes. Lily stared at Elena for a few seconds. Then she asked, are you going to leave too? Elena's heart broke. No, sweetheart. Lily slowly reached for her hand. Promise. Elena smiled. I promise. Clint watched them silently. He had hired dozens of nannies. Every single one had left within weeks. Some were frightened by the security. Some couldn't handle Lily's nightmares. Others couldn't tolerate Clint. But something about Elena was different. She wasn't impressed by his money. She wasn't afraid of his reputation. And she didn't look at Lily like she was a job. She looked at her like she was a child who desperately needed love. 3 days later, Elena quickly discovered that Lily didn't need a babysitter. She needed a mother figure. Every night, Lily woke up screaming, Mommy. Elena would run into her room. I'm here. Lily would hold her tightly. Don't let the bad men take Daddy. Elena froze. What bad men? Lily didn't answer. She simply buried her face against Elena's chest. One night, Elena asked Clint about it. Why does Lily have nightmares about someone hurting you? Clint's face immediately hardened. That's none of your business. She is terrified. I said it's none of your business. Elena became angry. She may be your daughter, but she's a little girl. She deserves to feel safe. Clint stared at her. Nobody talked to him like that. Nobody. Finally, he said quietly. Her mother died 3 years ago. Elena's expression softened. I'm sorry. She was killed because of me. Elena didn't know what to say. Clint walked away. But she noticed something. For the first time, there were tears in his eyes. The secret. Weeks passed. Something unexpected began happening. Clint started coming home earlier. He started eating dinner with Lily. And sometimes, he stayed in the kitchen while Elena cooked. One evening, Lily looked at both of them and smiled. You should marry Elena, Daddy. Clint nearly choked on his coffee. Elena is my employee. Lily frowned. Then fire her and marry her. Elena laughed. Clint tried not to smile. But he couldn't. That night, after Lily fell asleep, Clint and Elena sat on the balcony. You changed her, Clint said. I didn't change her. You made her happy. Elena looked at him. She was already happy. She just needed someone to notice her. Clint looked at her for a long moment. And what do you need? Elena smiled sadly. Money. He frowned. Why? My mother is sick. How much? I didn't tell you because I don't want your charity. You could have asked. I don't want to owe you anything. Clint looked at her. You already have something you don't realize. What? My daughter's heart. Elena looked away. Neither of them realized that Lily was standing behind the door. Listening. Smiling. Then everything changed. One morning, Elena received a phone call from the hospital. Her mother's condition had become critical. She rushed outside, but before she could leave, Clint stopped her. "Where are you going?" "My mother. I'll drive you." "No. Why?" "Because I can't keep taking things from you." Clint stepped closer. "Elena, you're not taking anything from me." He handed her his car keys. "Go." She looked into his eyes. "Why are you helping me?" He answered quietly. "Because someone once helped me when I had nothing." Elena left. But she didn't know that Clint had secretly paid for her mother's surgery. When she discovered it, she confronted him. "You promised you wouldn't interfere." "I promised nothing. You can't buy your way into people's lives." Clint became silent. Then he said, "I know." Elena turned to leave. "But Elena," she stopped. "I've spent my entire life buying everything I wanted." His voice cracked. "Except the things I actually needed." She turned around. Clint continued, "I needed someone to love my daughter. I needed someone who wasn't afraid of me. And," he took a breath, "I needed you." Elena's eyes filled with tears. But before she could answer, bang! A gunshot echoed through the mansion. The lights went out. Guards started shouting. Lily screamed upstairs. Elena ran toward her. "Lily!" A masked man grabbed Elena from behind. She fought desperately. Then Clint appeared. His expression was terrifying. "Let her go." The man laughed. "You care about the babysitter now." Clint raised his weapon. "You made one mistake." "What?" "You came after my family." The room went silent. "My family." Those words changed everything. The truth about Lily. After the attackers were stopped, Elena found Lily hiding under the bed. She pulled her into her arms. "It's okay." Lily was shaking. "Don't leave me." "I won't." Clint entered the room. Lily ran toward him. "Daddy." He held her tightly. But then Lily looked at Elena. "Daddy." "Yes." "Can Elena stay forever?" Clint looked at Elena. Elena smiled through her tears. "I'd like that." Clint slowly walked toward her. "I don't know how to be a good man." Elena whispered. "You don't have to be perfect. I've done terrible things. I know. You should be afraid of me." "I was." He looked surprised. "But I'm not anymore." "Why?" "Because I've seen the man you were with Lily." Clint's eyes became wet. Lily suddenly grabbed both their hands. "Can we be a family now?" Neither of them could speak. Clint knelt down. He kissed his daughter's forehead. Then he looked at Elena. "Yes, princess." Elena smiled. "We can." 1 year later, the mansion was no longer silent. There were children's drawings on the walls, flowers in the kitchen, laughter in the hallways. And every morning, Lily ran downstairs shouting, "Mommy, Daddy, breakfast." Elena's mother had survived her surgery. Clint had left his criminal world behind and started turning his businesses legitimate. But one thing never changed. Every night, Clint walked past Lily's bedroom and kissed her forehead. Then he walked into the kitchen where Elena waited. One evening, he placed a small box on the table. Elena opened it. Inside was a simple ring. She looked at him. "Clint." He smiled. "I've been surrounded by money, power and fear my entire life." He took her hand. "But you taught me something." "What?" "That a home isn't a mansion." He looked toward Lily's bedroom. "A home is where someone is waiting for you." Elena began crying. Clint whispered, "And I want to come home to you for the rest of my life." She nodded. "Yes." At that moment, Lily appeared at the doorway. Did she say yes? Elena laughed through her tears. "Yes, Lily." The little girl jumped with joy. "I knew it." Clint laughed. And for the first time in many years, the most feared man in the city felt something he had almost forgotten how to feel. Peace. Because sometimes, the person you hire to take care of your child becomes the person who saves your entire family. And sometimes, the poorest person in the room carries the richest thing of all. A heart full of love. Heart.